I know that Jingle All the Way kind of has two different audiences, those who thought it was cheesy and rubbish, and those who really enjoyed it, and of the latter group I am definitely a part. So I was kind of curious to see what Jingle All the Way 2 was like. I didn't expect it to be as good or as enjoyable, and that's certainly the case. But I have to say, I thought it was pretty decent. I actually quite liked it. It's a little bit over the top at times, but it's got a really sweet narrative. This was released in 2014, directed by Alex Zamm, written by Stephen Mazur and William Robertson. And this stars Larry the Cable Guy as our protagonist, Larry, and Brian Stepanek as Victor. Larry is the father of Noel, and Victor is the stepfather of Noel, and we have a lot of competing for her affection. She is a very sweet little girl who, played by Kennedi Clements, and I really like this character because she wasn't. I mean, she's quite young. You don't usually see this with very young children anyway, but she loved both of them. She loved her father, she loved her stepfather. They really don't need to compete for her affection, but they both want to get her the one thing that she wants for Christmas. And one thing leads to another. They both find out that the one thing she wants is this teddy bear, this talking teddy bear. And unfortunately, it's very popular and it's no longer in the shops. So Larry is prepared to go to extreme lengths to get his hands on one of these teddy bears, partly to give his daughter the best Christmas present ever, partly to get one over on her stepfather. It's really enjoyable. Some of the situations are a little bit ludicrous, but I think Larry as a protagonist is really likeable, and that's what makes this work really well. He's a very likeable father, he's a very likeable individual. He is great with Noel, and I have to say, Noel is one of the reasons that I love this as well, because she's fantastic. Brilliant performance from Kennedi Clements. I really liked her attitude, her youthfulness, very, very sweet child. And that always makes a difference. When you have a likeable child in a Christmas film that centres around that child, I think it does make quite a world of difference, and that's absolutely the case here. Victor is a protagonist, or antagonist, I guess, I loved to hate. I thought he was a really interesting character. It is very festive. We have a lot of Christmas lights. In some cases, we have too many Christmas lights, but that's part of the narrative. I think the toy, the hunt for this teddy bear, was really great. With the first film, obviously, it's more of an action hero, which is realistic but doesn't appeal to me, whereas a teddy bear is definitely something I would have wanted as a child. And there were obviously occasions, for example, with the Teletubbies, when certain stuffed toys or talking teddy bears were very hard to come by. So I can think this is probably something a lot of parents relate to. Thankfully, cat toys don't tend to sell out like this. I don't have this problem, but I enjoyed it. Yes, there were a few times when I thought it was a little bit over the top, but there were some surprises as well. It kept you on your toes. It threw in a few curveballs there to make things a bit more interesting. Quite festive with regards to the lights. Not that many Christmas songs or Christmas carols or anything. We don't have hot cocoa and candy canes. It's not kind of that warm, fuzzy Christmas film. It's a bit more action-packed. But I really liked it. Mainly because of Larry the Cable Guy's performance and because of Kennedi Clements' performance. But it was Christmassy, it was fun, at times it was unpredictable. Does it deserve 3.9 out of 10 on IMDb? I don't think so. I think it's a lot better than that. Did I prefer it to the first film? In some ways. I apologise if you can hear that siren. I find that sirens always seem to go up the hill when I'm recording and never at any other time. I don't think it's better than the first film. I think it's different. I like them both equally, I think. If you liked the first film, give it a watch. But even if you didn't like the first film, as long as you didn't detest the first film, I'd still say give this a watch because it's got a different feel to it, a different vibe, different cast. Basically just a different film with a slightly similar premise. Personally, I really enjoyed Jingle All the Way too.